Hello, good morning again to all of you. Our topic for today is about statics of rigid bodies. So kung nakaraan ang ating mga diniscuss simula ay mga gumagalaw or ibig sabihin is in motion yung ating body. So in rotation and in translation, yun yung ating mga diniscuss. But for now, let us discuss about the statics. Paano ba pag sinabing statics? So, pag sinabi nating statics, ibig sabihin, yung ating body is subjected to different kind of forces but remains at rest. Okay? Remains at rest meaning to say there will be no rotation and translation. Okay? So hindi siya madi-displace or hindi magbabago yung kanyang position and hindi din siya magro-rotate or hindi siya magto-turn, So of rigid bodies. So when we say rigid bodies, meaning to say the deformation is being neglected, So lahat ng bagay or materials na subjected to any kind of forces ay hindi siya maghahaba or mag-elongate, hindi siya magko-compress, and also hindi siya mag-bend, and ayun nga, at hindi magbabago yung kanyang shape. Ayun, kaya tinawag natin itong rigid body, statics of rigid body. So ano bang kahalagahan nito sa atin bilang mga civil engineering students and also future civil engineer, So mahalaga ito sapagkat itong topic na ito plays an important role sa mga design, sa mga design subject, So, paano ba natin isisiro? Kasi sabi natin, dapat ang ating building is stable, So, hindi dapat siya maro-rotate and hindi siya gagalaw. So, at rest lang siya. So, meaning to say, malaki ang gagampanan nitong static sa pagdi-design, So, ito yung pinakaugat ng ating mechanics, ang ating dynamics, and pinakaugat ito ng mga susunod nating mga higher subjects, like theory structural analysis. Yan. So sa pagdi-design RCD kailangan din ito, kasi dapat ay stable yung ating structural member, So yan. So when a body that can be modeled as a particle is in equilibrium. Okay? So, pinag-aralan natin yan. So, na yung body na pwede nating i-considered or i-model as a particle. When we say particle, there is no shape, point lang siya, particle, is in equilibrium whenever the vector sum of the forces acting on it is zero. So, equilibrium lang daw siya kapag yung vector sum or the summation of all the forces acting on the body is equal to 0. Okay? But statics, ibig sabihin ng statics is at rest. Kapag sinabi naman natin equilibrium, hindi ibig sabihin ay laging at rest siya, ha? Kasi there is a situation that the body is in motion while uh, while the while in equilibrium state siya, So paano mangyayari yon na magiging equilibrium ay gumagalaw nga, So equilibrium lang siya kapag gumagalaw ay constant yung kanyang velocity or constant yung velocity, and meaning to say there is no acceleration if the velocity is constant, tama? Kasi pag parehas ang velocity, then there will be no change in velocity, per time interval, and that's why the acceleration is 0. Okay? And equilibrium yon. But this time, sa topic natin ni statics ay equilibrium siya, and dapat siya ay at rest. Okay? Hindi siya gagalaw. Okay? Hindi matatranslate and hindi magro-rotate. Okay? But for the situations we've just described, that condition is not enough. So hindi enough 'yon, Kasi sinabi nga, 'di ba, kapag statics, there will be no translation and rotation. Kasi yung translation, essential yun yung ating forces acting, ano? But in rotation ay kailangan nating i-consider yung ating knowledge in torque, ano, another physical quantity na nagde-determine ng how the forces affect the rotation of the certain body, ano. Okay, if forces act at a different points on the extended body. So when we say extended body, the center of mass is being highly considered, ano? Okay? Hindi siya extended body, ibig sabihin ay kailangan pa nating alamin yung center of mass niya and also the center of gravity. Okay, hindi siya geometrically symmetrical, ano? So, yun, hindi lagi, ano? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng extended body natin, ano? Yan. An additional requirement must be satisfied to ensure that the body has no tendency to rotate. Okay? So, ano daw yon? So, the sum of forces about any point, when we say any point, kahit saang point doon, kahit saang point, must be equal to 0. Di ba ang torque natin, it is the measurement of the how the forces acting on the body affects the rotation of the certain body, ano? So, ibig sabihin ay kapag nilapat natin ito sa statics, dapat yung ating summation ng torque, ibig sabihin walang iikot. Ibig sabihin yung net torque is equivalent saan? Sa 0. Okay? About any axis point. Okay? Kahit saan mo paikutin yan, dapat ang lahat ng total nila ay equivalent sa 0. Okay? Yan. So, ano ba yan? Yan, net force. So, net force, it is the vector sum of all the forces acting on a certain body, ano? So, gamay na natin yan, ano? Yan ay vector net force. Okay? And kapag nagkaroon ng value yan, yung net force na yan, ibig sabihin ay mag-a-accelerate yung ating body. So, hindi masasatisfy yung ating equilibrium. Okay? So, hindi siya in static. Pero ngayon, sa ating discussion is statics, ano, dapat yan ay equal to 0. Yung net force or the vector sum of all the forces acting on certain bodies, ano? Yan. And yung vector net force na yan is divided into 3 components, ano, summation of net force with respect to x, net force with respect to y, and net force with respect to z. So, lahat na natin, x, y, z axis tayo, no? So, kapag xy plane lang, so, okay, mas madali, ano? Mas madaling mag-solve. Ito lang dalawa. Okay? So, and dapat daw yan, yung lahat ng yan, yung magnitude ng lahat ng mga x, y, z component niyan is all equal to 0. Lahat siya equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, yung net force ay balance, kumbaga, no, balance eh. Therefore, there will be no displacement, ano, walang displace, walang magbabago ang posisyon, okay? So, and in order to be in order for the body to be in static equilibrium ay hindi sapat ito eh. Tama, hindi yan sapat. So, dapat ay hindi din siya mag-rotate. So, nandun papasok yung net torque. Okay? Or in some other term, ay yan ay tinatawag na moment. Okay? Moment. Ganito. Moment. Okay? Yan. Maging familiar na kayo dyan. Kasi yung moment na yan, summation ng moment na yan, ay dadalhin nyo hanggang structural analysis, ayan, RCD, and even in the board exam, and even in the design field, ano. So, dadalhin at dadalhin nyo yan, ano? Yan. So, ano yung another condition? Okay, so the another condition, so ipaliwanag ko muna pati, review lang, ano? Yung right-handed coordinate plane. So, dun lang papasok to. So, kapag kinonsider natin yung sign, so dapat naman talaga dapat consider lagi yung ating direction and sign, ano. So yung positive or the right-handed coordinate system, ibig sabihin ito yung coordinate system na kung saan kapag nag-follow dun sa kanyang direction yung mga axis na yan ay positive, ano. Kapag sumalungat, sabi ko nga halimbawa dito sa z-axis, kapag yung force is pag ganon, so positive force yan, ano. Kapag sumalungat naman, so negative force with respect to z only. Okay? Kapag dito ay positive y, positive y component, and positive x. Kapag sumalungat again, is negative yun. So, take note that force is a vector quantity, so we should count on the magnitude together with the directions, ano? Yan. And ito na, yung another condition na dapat masatisfied, ano? Yung net torque, net vector torque. Ibig sabihin ay yan yung measurement kung magro-rotate yung ating certain body or certain material, ano. But sabi nga, static, so dapat equate natin yan sa zero. Okay? Dapat equivalent lahat yan sa zero. Okay? Yan. So, ano ba yan? Review lang natin. I-review lang natin itong torque na ito, no? So, yung torque na yan ay the quantitative measure of the tendency of the force to cause or change body's rotational motion is called torque. Okay? So, there is a force and to change body's rotational motion. Okay? So, ang tawag doon is torque. Okay? Ayan. So, review lang po ito, ano, para mas maliwanagan pa tayo, no. Review lang ito. Ito ay na-discuss na last rotation of dynamics of rotational motion, ano. Nagmo-move pa 'yon, ano. Nagmo-move pa itong ating dun sa discussion na 'yon. Pero dito sa statics ay hindi dapat ito magmo-move or mag-rotate, ano. So ang example doon ang figure of experiment diyan is ang ating wrench. Applied different forces but equal in magnitude. Gaano nakaka-affect yan? Okay? The axis of rotation, ito. Okay? Yung point na yan. Yung tornilyo, gitna ng tornilyong yan. And then, alin dyan yung pinaka-effective? So, pinaka-effective dyan, sabi dun sa ating discussion last time, is yung pinakamalayo. Okay, yung pinakamalayo ang distance papunta doon sa axis of rotation. Okay? So, ito yung axis of rotation. Alin yung pinakamalayo na perpendicular distance? Ito. So, ito yung pinaka-effective. Ito yung sunod na effective is yung pinakamalapit. Yung pinakamalapit, syempre. No. Hindi siya ganun ka-effective. Okay? Kasi yung kanyang moment arm is mas maliit kaysa doon sa F sub B. Okay? So, kasi ang formula ng torque natin is equals to force multiplied by the lever arm. Okay? Yung lever arm, that is the perpendicular distance or the smallest distance from the axis of rotation up to the line of action of the certain force. Ano? Yan. Lever arm, or sometimes we call this as a moment arm. Okay? Ayan. So, pinaka-effective dyan is ito. And, kasi nga, yun ang pinakamalayo ang perpendicular distance niya. And, sunod na mas na effective is ito. And, yung walang effect is alin? Yung nakatutok, yung concurrent, yung tutok doon sa atin. Kasi imagine nyo, kung nakatutok yan, ay tapos imagine nyo wala itong dalawang force, ano mangyayari dyan? Diba hindi siya mag-rotate? Then, therefore, there will be no torque. Okay? Kasi yung moment arm or the lever arm is zero. Okay? Kasi nakatutok alin pa dyan yung lever arm, di ba? So wala na, di ba? Yan. And mas malalim na paliwanag pa. So there is a certain body subjected to three forces, F sub 1, F sub 3, and F sub 2. Okay? So, dito i-consider na natin yung direction of rotation, ano, kailan ba positive and kailan ba negative. Even though this is just only a review, ibalikan ulit natin para mas magandang gamitin dun sa statics natin, ano. Now, F sub 1 tends to cause, so dito muna tayo tumingin sa F sub 1. Cancel to. Imagine, wala muna yan. Okay? Review lang. F sub 1. So, ano yung effect niyan dun sa ating body na yan? So, F sub 1 tends to cause counterclockwise rotation. About 0.0 lang. Pero kapag about point A, ay hindi counterclockwise yan. So, magka-clockwise yan, ano? So, about 0.0 lang muna tayo, ano? So, mamaya na at point A. So, its torque is positive. Okay? So, tandaan, kapag counterclockwise yung torque na maipoproduce ng certain force, yan ay positive torque. Okay? So, kaya ito, positive siya. And F times the lever arm. So, yung magnitude of the vector F sub 1, di ba, F1, ano? And multiplied by the lever arm. So, para makuha yung torque. Ano yung lever arm dyan? So, yun yung pinaka malapit na distance from the axis of rotation up to the line of action of the forces, ano. So, pag sinabing smallest, ito ay hindi smallest, tama? Hindi yan ang distance, hindi yan yung lever arm. So, but this kulay pink na yan, yan yung lever arm, yan yung pinakamaliit na distance. Okay? Pamula dun sa line of action hanggang dun sa axis of rotation. Okay? And therefore, perpendicular siya. Perpendicular line. Okay? Yan. And produce a counterclockwise, so positive yon. So, how about this F sub 3? Consider nyo wala yan? Imagine nyo. So, anong tendency niyan? Mag-rotate ba pa counterclockwise or clockwise? So, just like what I've said before, so nakatutok siya doon sa ating iikutang axis. Okay, nakatutok yung force, yung puwersa. Meaning, there will be no torque na may contribute yung ating force na yan. Okay, so 0. Okay, the line of action of F sub 3 passes through point O. So, the lever arm and hence the torque are 0. Okay? 0 ang torque produced by F sub 3. Okay? Yan. So, there's no lever arm again doon sa F sub 3. Ano? So, 0 talaga yung ating torque dyan. Now, yung F sub 2 naman. So, ano yung magiging effect niyan? Force na yan doon sa ating body. So, F sub 2 tends to cause clockwise rotation about 0.0. So, its torque is negative T sub 2, tau sub 2. So, nga palang, basa dyan, again, tau, ano? Greek symbol, word, tau. And that is equals to negative F sub 2 times lever arm sub 2. Okay, why negative? So, tends to rotate clockwise direction due to this force. Okay? Yan. So, yung lever arm is the smallest distance from the axis of rotation up to the line of action of certain force. Okay? So, tandaan na kapag counterclockwise, ang naiproduce na torque, positive torque yan. Okay? And then, pag clockwise, negative torque. Okay? Yan. Okay? So, yan. So, inulit lang. So, quotient torque is always measured about point. So, hindi ibig sabihin ay pare-parehas yung torque na yan. Okay? That is measured about a point. So, maraming point na pwedeng ikutan, ano? Maraming point na pwedeng i-consider as a point of reference of axis of rotation, ano? So, in this figure, ang example is itong point A. Okay. So, ano yung effect niyan? Iba yung effect ng mga force na yan compare dito sa point O. Mag-iiba yan. Kung itong F sub 1, ang tendency niya is to rotate clockwise direction with respect to point O. Ano? But with respect to point A, so ang tendency niya is to rotate clockwise direction. So ano yung lever arm? So kung titingnan nyo, extend nyo lang itong line of action niyan ng force na F sub 1 and then hanapin yung pinakamalapit na distansya up to dun sa point na yan. So ano yun? Yung perpendicular distance. Okay, yung perpendicular distance na yan. So yun yung ating magiging lever arm. Okay? Ayan. Kapag dun sa F sub 1. Okay? Ayan. So yan, itong symbol na ito ay counterclockwise to indicate our choice of positive sense of rotation. Okay? Yeah, so counterclockwise positive. So first condition for equilibrium and second condition for equilibrium. Yan. So first condition kasi yung kanina diniscuss ko lang. So yung torque. So yung torque is the quantitative amount or measurement of how the forces affects the rotation or change of rotation of a certain body, So yun yung torque. But in statics, dapat yan ay equivalent yung vector sum niya, yung torque vector net torque sum niya is equal to 0. So walang iikot, there is no rotation here because of this condition, and there is no displacement or translation because of the first condition. Okay, there's no translation and rotation, and therefore the body is in a static equilibrium. Okay, ayan. So figure, as you can see in the figure, there is a body circular and subjected to three kinds of forces and two ends ay subjected to an upward force F, and at the center there is a downward force 2F, and yung lever arm niya pamula dito sa point na yan, yung dalawang force na to is yung L na yan, dalawang L. Okay? And first condition satisfied. Why? Dahil yung kanilang net force is equal to 0. Why? So paano yon? Kasi upward positive, upward positive, ito yon. So ito F sub y. F sub y, consider muna natin yung F sub y natin, F sub y. So papasok ba siya sa first condition? So summation ng F sub y is equal to yung F sub x naman. So there is no x, kung ilalagay natin yung axis natin dito, ito yung y axis and ito yung x, there is no forces with respect to x, walang mga force with respect to x, only in the y direction lang, and together with the summation or net force with respect to z, wala din, wala namang bumabatak towards dyan sa page na yan, so upward and downward lang, meaning ito lang yung dapat nating i-satisfy. Ito satisfied na din to, so ito na lang. So paano? So summation ng force or net force with respect to y, assuming upward positive, dapat equal to 0, so yung upward, dalawang upward yan is 2f, ito yon at ito, and minus yung 2f na pababa. Okay, so as you can see, 2f minus 2f is equals to 0. Then satisfied again itong first condition for equilibrium. Kaya yung first condition satisfied. Net force is equals to 0. So body at rest has no tendency to start moving as a whole. So hindi siya madi-displace, hindi siya pupunta doon, hindi siya bababa. Okay. So the first condition satisfied. But how about the second condition? So torque, when we say torque, kahit saan mo i-rotate yan, kasi di ba torque, due to these forces, magkakaroon ng torque, but dapat sa lahat ng point ay ang equivalent niya, yung net torque is equals to 0. Okay? So, gawin natin. So, iisa lang naman yan. Ano? Summation of torque about dito sa gitna, about O. Sabihin natin about O. Assuming counterclockwise positive. Okay? Dapat equal to 0. Ano? So, unahin natin yung nasa gitna. Okay? So, ano yung torque niya? Yung torque na may contribute niyan is wala. Tama? Dahil nakatutok doon sa iikutan, di ba? Nakatutok. So, kung nakatutok yan, walang torque na mai-provide yan. So, itong F na ito. So, yan. F, counterclockwise. It tends to rotate the body counterclockwise. So, positive yan. Ano? Positive F times the lever arm, L. Okay? And, alin pa? Yung forces. Alin pa yung force? So, itong nasa kabila, yung F. So, this force tends to rotate the body in clockwise direction. That's why the sign for this term is negative. Ano? So, negative F force times the lever arm papunta dun sa iikutan. So, ito yung L. Okay, L. So, therefore, 0 din siya. 0 din. So, 0 equal to 0. So, the second condition for equilibrium also satisfied. Okay? Second condition also satisfied. So, body at rest has no tendency to start rotating. Okay? So, axis of rotation perpendicular to the figure. So, ito na yun. And try natin. Kasi sabi dito, at any point. Okay? At any point daw, dapat ay equivalent sa 0. Dito natin i-rotate kanina. Tama? So, dito naman natin i-rotate ngayon. Okay? Diyan sa point na yan. Sabihin natin at point A. So, sabihin natin at point A yan. Ano? So, i-rotate natin. So, yung force na ito, yung force na yan, wala na siyang torque, ano? Wala na siyang mag-contribute na torque kasi yung force na to is nakatutok na dun sa iikutan. So, tama? So, now, alin dyan? Yung dalawang makakapag-provide ng torque. Itong F na to and itong 2F. Okay? So, unahin natin itong nasa taas na F. Ito. Yan. So, this F is makakapag-contribute siya ng clockwise. So, positive siya. Positive F times yung distance or the lever arm. So, 2L. 2L. Tama? And, alin pa makakapag-contribute niyan? Ito. Yung 2F. So, but counterclockwise. Okay? Sorry, negative to, ano? Negative siya. F times 2L, and ito naman, itong 2F na to, makakapag-contribute siya ng counterclockwise, so positive siya. 2F, and then the lever arm is L, equal to 0. So, satisfied pa rin, ano? Kasi F2L minus 2FL is also 0. Okay? Then, the net torque at any point, even in this point, in this point, in this point, and even in this point, in all points, any point, dapat 0. So, satisfied yung ating second condition. Okay? Then, therefore, yung ating first experiment is in static equilibrium. Okay? Okay, in static equilibrium. This body is in static equilibrium. Okay? Static equilibrium. So, first condition again. So, how about naman kung paganyan yung ating applied force, ano? Applied force. So, yan. So, unahin natin i-satisfied to. Okay? Summation ng Fx, wala. 0. Summation ng F sub z, wala din. 0. Satisfied. And summation ng F sub y. Okay, so F sub y lang ang meron. So, F minus F equal to 0. Then, tama. So, F sub y is equal to 0. Then, therefore, yung ating first condition, again, is satisfied. Ano? So, body at rest has no tendency, again, to start moving as a whole. Okay? So, padalawa na condition, satisfied natin to, torque. Okay? So, dito natin i-moment or ipaikutin, ano? Yan ang piliin natin. So, about O. About O. Yung torque yan is, unahin natin to due to this force. So, F, counterclockwise siya. clockwise direction siya, so negative, F times L. Okay? And itong force na to, makakapag-contribute again ng torque kasi may lever arm again. So, counterclockwise ulit siya. So, negative F L. So, clockwise direction. Both negative, meaning hindi equal sa 0. Hindi na satisfied yung ating second condition. Tama? Then, there is a net clockwise torque about the axis. So the body at rest will start rotating clockwise. Mali. So hindi siya static equilibrium. Okay? This body has no tendency to accelerate as a whole, but it has a tendency to start rotating. Okay? So paano naman kapag ganyan yung application ng ating forces, So yan. So satisfied natin nga ulit itong tatlong yan. So, first condition for equilibrium, F sub x, wala ulit. F sub y, wala. F sub z, wala. So, yung F sub y natin, yan. Yan ang isa-satisfy natin. So, paano yan? So, summation ng force with respect to y, assuming upward positive, is equal to 0 dapat, supposedly. Pero, natin, equals to 0 dapat. Okay? But this time ay tingin ko hindi. Okay? So ito unahin natin to F. So positive F. And next itong 2F. So positive 2F. So equivalent ba siya sa 0? No, hindi. 3F siya eh. So hindi equivalent sa 0. Then yung body natin ay magta-translate siya. So magmo-move yan pataas. Okay? So first condition, not satisfied. There is a net upward force, so body at rest will start moving upward. Okay? So, how about yung ating net torque? So, check natin kung satisfied to. Dito, hindi na siya satisfied eh. So, check natin sa torque. Okay? Summation ng torque or the moment about 0.0 again, dapat equivalent siya sa 0, assuming upward positive, counterclockwise positive. Okay? So, unahin natin si force F. So, yung force F, it tends to rotate the body clockwise direction. Then, this is negative torque, F times, yung lever arm, times L. Okay? And itong kabila naman, itong 2F, it tends to rotate the body in counterclockwise direction. That's why ito ay positive, Positive 2F multiplied by the lever arm, which is L over 2. L over 2. So, cancel out to. So, negative FL plus FL is equal to 0. So, tama. Okay? So, satisfied siya dun sa second condition, but hindi siya na-satisfied doon sa first condition of equilibrium. Then, therefore, this body has a tendency to accelerate as a whole, but no tendency to start rotating. Okay? I hope naunawaan nyo yung aking paliwanag, Yan. So, the center of gravity. Okay, ano ba yan? Yung center, kalakip niyan, yung sinasabi kong extended body. So, dapat kapag extended body, dapat hanapin natin yung center of gravity. Okay, ng isang bagay, Yan. So, if G or the acceleration of gravity due to gravity has the same value at all points. So, sa Earth naman ay pare-parehas yan, Pare-parehas yung ating G, which is equivalent to 9.8 meter per second square, Each center of gravity is identical to its center of mass. So, yung center of gravity daw is identical. Nandun din magpapas dun sa center of mass natin. So, yung center of mass na yan ay inaral natin na yan. Alam na natin kung paano kumuha ng center of mass ng isang particular object, kahit siya ay hindi yung regular shape, regular volume, kahit hindi. So, gagamit kayo ng knowledge in integral doon, Yan. So, yung ating center of mass, yan yung formula. Review lang yan. Ano? Yan. So, yung vector R or the position vector R of the center of mass is equivalent to, imagine natin there is a body having a different particle inside. So, ito yung haba 1, ito yung particle 1, ito yung particle 2, ito yung particle 3, and so on and so forth. Yung mga particle na yan ay may certain position vector doon sa ating center of mass. And then yung mga R1, R2, R3. Okay? And then yung summation niyan ay summation yan, M1 plus M2, M3, i-divide natin. So, kukuha natin yung position vector R of the center of mass. So, yung center of mass, sabi, kapag parehas daw yung acceleration due to gravity of a certain place or a certain planet ay dun magpapas yung ating center of gravity dun sa ating center of mass. Okay? So, yung center of mass natin ay may coordinate yan. So, with respect to x, so yan. And with respect to y, and with respect to z. So, sama na natin lahat. So, 3-dimensional coordinate system. Okay? So, center of gravity, finding the center of gravity, there is a unique way to find the center of gravity of an irregularly shaped body, in this case, a coffee mug. So, yan, halimbawa, yan. So, suspend down natin yung mug, so, yan, tasa, from point A, from any point A, okay, from any point, and then, a vertical line, so, yung vertical line na yan, yung kulay pink na yan, so you can see, line extending down from the point of suspension. Pamula dun sa point na hinahawakan natin, extend natin. Okay? Passes through the center of gravity. Okay? So, yung center of gravity ng mag ay ito. Yan, nasa gitna. So, ano yung center of yung point? Nasaan yung point? So, paano? So, now, suspend the mag from a different point. A vertical line extending down from this point. So, again, extend ulit natin siya. And ito na siya. Yun, nakatagilid na no? And yung intersection ng dalawang line na yun yung ating point of the center of gravity, which is inside the mag. Okay? So, yan yung ating center of gravity. No? Yan. So, center of gravity again, ano pang kahalagahan niya? Kasi dapat, di ba, dapat alam natin kung saan mag-a-act yung ating weight. Kasi considered yan, makakapag-contribute yung mga weight natin ng certain torque. So, dapat alam natin yung kung saan mag-a-act yung weight na yan. Kasi hindi natin makukuha yung torque niyan to any point kasi dapat alam natin yung position ng kanyang line of action para makuha natin yung distance pamula dun hanggang dun sa iikutan. Okay? So as you can see, the center of gravity is over ito, may kotse. Yung center of gravity ng kotse is nasa gitna. Ngayon nakatagilid ngayon. So may super elevation yung kalsada, nakatagilid. And makikita natin yung support, pag sinabing area ng support, ito yung gulong. Yung nilalapatan ng gulong, yung support, yun yung pinakang gulong And kapag pasok diyan, yung ating center of gravity, pasok siya. As you can see, center of gravity is over the area of support. So, yung ating car is in equilibrium. So, hindi siya tataob. Okay? But kung ang mangyari ay ganito, sa figure B, yan, sa figure B, as you can see, ay yung hindi pumasok yung center of gravity dito sa area, dun sa support, okay? Support region, Then, there is a tendency, and not only a tendency, talagang mag-rotate yan, So, the higher the center of, the higher the center of gravity, the smaller the incline needed to tip the vehicle over, Yan. So, hindi pumasok dito. So ano talaga, the center of gravity is outside the area of the support, the vehicle tips over. Okay? So another conclusion pa, the higher the center of gravity daw, so pagtaas daw ng center of gravity, okay, the smaller the incline needed to tip the vehicle. Okay? Ibig sabihin ay pagtaas ng center of gravity, pagbuhay sa Tagalog, ano? And itong kotse is mas mababa siya kaysa dito sa truck. Then, yung center of gravity ng kotse is mas mababa dito sa center of gravity ng truck. Ngayon, kapag ito ang inilagay mo dito pa lang, taob na talaga yan. Taob na talaga, ano? Kasi mas mahaba, ano yung center of the higher the center of gravity, the smaller the incline needed to tip the vehicle over, ano? Yan. So, kasi kaunti pa lang kaunti pa lang yung kanyang inclination ay tataob na agad, no? Unlike dito, pag itong inilagay mo dito sa ganitong inclination lang, hindi siya tataob. Pasok pa siya dun sa support, yung center of gravity niya. Okay? So, ito ay mahalaga dun sa ating higher subject natin, yung mga fluid mechanics and the hydraulics, yung barko or certain vessel na kailangan ay alam natin yung position ng ating center of gravity, kung tataob ba yung barko or hindi. Okay? Ayan. So mag-example tayo, no? So a uniform plank of length L is equals to 6.0 meters and mass M equals to 90 kilogram. Rest on a sawhorse. So as you can see, so separated by so ito yon. Ito yung plank. So uniform plank, ibig sabihin ay homogeneous siya, no? So length L, so 6 meters, yung kanyang length. So yung kalahati niyan ay malamang L over 2 tres. Okay? So yung total mass niya is 90 kilogram. Again, yung mass ay mag-a-act saan? Sa center of mass. So dito mag-a-act yung ating 90 kilogram na yan, ha? Tandaan. And rest on a sawhorse separated. Yung sawhorse, yung dalawang support lang na yan. Separated by distance D. Ayan, ito 1.5 meters. And equidistant ibig sabihin ng equidistant ay equal yung kanilang distance, or symmetrical, symmetrical at a center of mass. And from the center of the plank, okay, Cousin Throckmorton wants to stand on the right hand end of the plank. So as you can see, ayan si Cousin Throckmorton nasa dulo nung right hand end of the plank. Now, if the plank is to remain at rest, how massive, gaano kabigat dapat yung ating si Throckmorton? Okay, unahin nating alamin si center of mass. Center of mass nung dalawang body. So, there is a two mass. Itong mass na to and itong mass na to. Saan yung center of mass niya? Okay, so paano yun? So, yung formula yan, XCM. So, X lang naman with respect to X, walang Y. Tama? With respect to X. Ano yung distance niya with respect to X? And yung ating origin is dito na natin ilagay sa center of mass. So, dyan magsisimula. Okay? So, yung M1, ang unang M, okay? So, ito, which acted here. So, pababa. Okay? And multiplied saan? Sa 0. Okay? Dahil dito natin, yan yung center of origin natin. Diyan tayo mag-re-reference, So, yung x sub 1 niya is 0. Okay? And sunod ay yung ating mass na ito. Pababa din siya. So, ano yung distance nito? Okay? From the reference point. Okay? So, yan, yung x niyan is equivalent to L over 2. Tama? L over 2. gitna. Okay? And all over dun sa total mass. Total mass. So, mass nito plus mass nito. Okay? Then, makukuha natin yung ating center of gravity with respect to x. Yan ang equivalent, m over capital M plus m, small letter m, and multiplied by L over 2. Yan yung xcg. Okay, yan yung center of gravity noong dalawang mass na ito. So, kung nandito ito at nandito ito, malamang nandito ito sa part na to. Yan, naandyan. Okay, para maging atras yan, dapat nandyan yan. Okay, okay, yan. So, we set the center of gravity saang point? Dito sa point na yan. Okay, and solve for m. Why? Kasi to remain at rest, dapat yung center of gravity is nakatutok doon. Dito, sa support na yan. So, dito, meaning to say, yung force dito, yung support diyan ay magsisiro yan. Walang magiging effect itong force, yung support na yan. Kasi dito siya magsisiro. Okay? Yan. Kasi kung ilalagay natin dito sa loob, it's either, hindi siya magiging at rest. It's either mabebend yan, ano? Okay. Kung ilalagay naman din natin sa labas, ay, it's either gaganyan yan. Mababakli, kung baga, no? Tawag dito. Ano siya? Mababakli, ano? Ayan. So, balik lang tayo, no? So, medyo may napindot lang. So, we set the x sub c as dun sa point na yan. Okay. So, then therefore, yung ating x sub cg is d over 2. Okay. D over 2. Why? Ito yun, no? Okay. And yung kalahati nito yun. So, d over 2. D. And therefore, yung kalahati niyan is d over 2. Okay? Kung i-equate natin yan, ano yung value niyan? ml. ml is equals to m, the quantity of m plus m times d. Okay? So, ano yung mass? Kasi ito yung target eh. Yan. And target. So, m is equals to the mass of the plank multiplied by the distance d, or 1.5 over L, total length of the plank, minus distance of the support, so horse, 1.5. So, direct substitute lang lahat ng value, ano? Lahat ng value, and makukuha natin yung sagot, which is equals to 30 kg. 30 kg daw yung kanyang bigat para mag-remain at rest yung ating plank. Okay? Ayan. So, another example is this. An auto magazine reports that a certain sports car has a 53% of its weight on the front wheels and 47% on its rear wheels. So, ibig sabihin yung center of gravity ng ating kotse ay wala sa gitna. Okay? So, as you can see in the problem, 57%, so mas mabigat saan? Weight ay doon sa front. Bakit? Nandun yung makina kasi natin, ano? And 47% on its rear wheels. Okay? So, nandito yung mas mababa, ano? Dito mas mataas. Okay? And yung distance ng support nila is 2.46 meters. Yung distance ng axle. Okay? Yan. How far in front of the rear axle is the car center of gravity? Yan. Gaano daw kalayo? How far in front from the rear axle? Okay? Yan. How far in front? Ito yon. Ito yung tinatanong. Gaano kalayo yung center of gravity pamula dun sa gulong sa huli. Okay? So, yung free body diagram niya is nilagay natin sa XY plane. XY plane. Ito yung X and ito yung Y axis, ano? So, wala nang Z axis dyan, ano? Yan. So, all you have to do is to find the center of gravity, which is as, ano? Yan. So, assuming clockwise, counterclockwise. So, assuming counterclockwise positive pag nag-torque tayo, no? So, unahin natin, i-consider natin yung summation ng first condition. Dapat ang net force ay equal to 0 lahat. No? So F sub x, wala. Kasi wala namang forces na nag-a-act with respect to x, ano. So in F sub y, uy, meron, ano. So dapat equivalent sa 0. Okay? Yan. 0.47 times weight. Okay? Kasi 47% nito nung 47% nung bigat is nasa huli, kaya ito 'yon. And 53% nung bigat is nasa una. Okay? So, summation ng force with respect to y, assuming upward positive, equal to 0. So, 0.47, unahin natin ito. Force na to. So, pataas siya. So, positive yan. 0.47 W. Next is itong force na to. So, 0.53 W. O, yung W dyan, yan yung weight ng ating kotse, ha? Total weight. Plus, negative WY. Kasi pababa siya. Okay, pababa. That's why naging negative. And, summation ng F sub C, walang with respect to say, wala. So, 0 yan. And summation ng torque about any point, ano? So, mag-torque tayo saan? Doon sa rear. Kasi, yun ang tinatanong eh. How far in front? Rear axle is the center of gravity. So, sa rear. Sa rear axle yung tanong. So, dun tayo mag-iikot para doon natin ipapaikutin or paikutin. Doon natin yun yung pipiliin nating axis of rotation ng torque, ano? Para makuha natin yung center of gravity. Yan. So 0.47 W times 0 Y. Kasi ito yon. Okay? From summation ng yung torque ni 0.47 W with respect to the axis of rotation R I0 Y dahil yung kanyang lever arm I0. Okay? Ano pa? Yung ating weight itself, ano? So, yung weight natin tends to rotate the plank clockwise, ano? That's why negative to. Okay? Negative W times LCG. Ito na. Yan na yung center of gravity, no? And alin pa? Wala dapat tayong kakalimutan na forces, ano, dapat kasama lahat kasi vector sum ang hinahanap natin, ano? Vector sum. Ibig sabihin total. Okay? And with respect to 53, due to 53W, okay, times 2.46y dahil dito yung ating axis of rotation. Yung lever arm is yung 2.46. Equivalent to 0 dapat. Okay? And we will get the answer for the LCG. Okay? LCG is equals to, or the center of gravity, the distance or the position of the center of gravity from the rear axle is 1.3 meter. No? Kung itatype natin sa calcu, yung L sub CG na yan ay makukuha natin, ano? Ayan. Okay, next example is Sir Lancelot, who weighs 800 Newton, is assaulting a castle by climbing a uniform ladder that is 5.0 meters long and weighs 180 Newton. Okay, yan. A-assault daw niya itong si Sir Lancelot, ano? Aakyatin niya yung kastilyo, ano? So, ang bigat niya is 800 Newton. Aakyatin niya yung kastilyo and climbing uniform ladder, ano? Uniform, ibig sabihin yan is homogeneous yan, ano? The center of gravity is at the middle, ano? Then that is 5.0 meter long. Okay, 5.0 meter long daw and weighs 180 Newton. Okay? The bottom of the ladder rests on a ledge and leans across the moat in equilibrium against a frictionless vertical castle wall. Ito yun. Frictionless, madulas. Madulas daw ito. Okay? So, frictionless wall yan. Pero dito ay hindi madulas. Okay? The ladder makes an angle of 53.1 degree as you can see in the sketch, okay, with the horizontal. Okay, Lancelot poses 1/3 of the way up the ladder. Okay, so tumigil siya dun sa 1/3, so sa ikatlo nung haba nung ladder, ano? Now, ang mga tanong is find the normal and friction forces on the base of the ladder. Okay? So, considering na magre-remain at rest siya, ha? Ayan. Okay? Next na tanong is, okay, sagutin muna natin, ano? So, pre-body diagram niya, ang tanong is normal and frictional force saan? Doon sa base. Ito yung base. Okay? Ito yung frictional and ito yung normal. Tama? So, yung direction ng ating is imagination na lang nyo, no? Kasi malamang pababa yung direction ng gravity natin, and therefore yung ating normal force is pataas, and yung ating frictional force is ang tendency nito is to slide papunta doon. Okay, so ang frictional force natin is opposite to the direction of motion. Tama? Ayan, so ang target variable natin or target value natin is the n sub 2 and the f sub s, or the frictional force, ano? Yan. So, pag ganyan, ang ating free body diagram, so, dun sa wall, dito sa part na to, ay normal force lang, which is perpendicular dun sa ating wall. Okay? Perpendicular, ito yun. So, yung normal force is yan. Okay? Yung normal force, tandaan, is always perpendicular doon sa ating plane. Okay? Just like here, perpendicular siya doon sa sahig. While here, so perpendicular siya doon sa wall. Okay? Perpendicular. Okay? So, may frictional force ba dyan? So, no. Kasi sinabi, walang frictionless wall, castle wall, ano? Frictionless. Then, therefore, there is no friction force there, ano? And yung ating bigat ng ladder is 180 Newton. Tama? And mag-a-act siya saan? Doon sa gitna ng ating, dito, sa gitna. Okay? Kasi sinabi na uniform ladder. So, sa gitna, yung center of gravity niya. Okay? Nandun yung 180. And yung bigat ni Lancelot, Sir Lancelot, which is equivalent to 800 Newton, is nandun sa 1/3. Okay? 1/3. Kung ito, ang total height nito is 4. So, paano nakuha yan? Kasi 53 degrees ang given, ano? And ito naman is, ang haba nito is 3. Okay? Ang haba niyan is 5. So, 5 meters yung haba, yung hypotenuse ng triangle. So, ang value nito is kung 53 degrees yan, so sine of 53 degrees is equal to x over 5. So, 5 sine ng 53 degree is equal to 4. Okay? Tama? Yan. Kaya naging 4 yung taas na yan. And sabi, tumigil sa 1/3. So, 1/3 ng So, 1/3 ng, kung ito ay, so ito ay 3, 4, 5, ano? Kasi perfect siya, no? So, ito ay 5. Yung hypotenuse natin, yung drawing natin, yan. Itong hypotenuse, ito ay 5, and ito ay 4. So, using the Pythagorean theorem, ang value ng adjacent side natin is 3. So, yung 1/3 ng 3, ito, is equivalent saan? 1 meter. Kaya naging 1 meter yan. 1 meter yung distance niya dito. Okay? Yan. And, yan, ang na-analyze na natin, So, ang target variable natin is itong dalawa. So, ito given, may value. Ito wala. Yung frictional force and normal force ay walang value. So, tatlo yung unknown natin. Tatlo. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, ilan yung available equation natin? So, tatlo ang pwede nating gamitin equation. Yung first and the second condition. So, yung first condition, madami. X, Y, Z. So, but this time, XY plane tayo. So, XY lang. Ano? And the second, the third equation na pwede nating magamit is yung torque. Okay? Yung torque. Ano? Yan. So, kung may tatlo tayong equation, available equation, then therefore, we can obtain the value for the three unknowns. Okay? So, but, alamin natin, alin ba ang dapat mauna dun sa tatlong condition na yun? Summation ng force X, summation ng force Y, and summation ng torque. So, alin yung dapat mauna? Okay, ganito ang diskarte, no, pag nagsosolve tayo, no? Hahanap tayo ng pwede nating na makakakuha agad tayo ng value. Okay? Makakakuha agad tayo ng value. So, ang unang value na pwede nating makuha dyan is summation ng force horizontal. Tama? Itong value nito, equivalent na agad dito sa Fs. Therefore, yung N1 is equivalent dyan. Kaya lang, hindi natin alam yung value nito. Okay? So, dapat ang unahin natin is summation ng torque about this point. Okay? Equal to 0. Then, yung ating N sub 2 and yung ating F sub S ay cancel out na. Hindi na. Kasi tutok na dun sa kanyang ikutan na pinili natin. Di ba? Tutok na. So, meaning, there will be no torque na mapoproduce yung normal force and yung frictional force about point B. Okay? Ito na lang. Itong N sub 1. So, okay. Unahin natin, ano? Net torque, summation ng torque with respect to B. So, dito iikot. Diyan iikot, ano? So, unahin natin yung due to N sub 1. N sub 1. So, imagine natin, wala lahat force. Maliban sa N sub 1. So, yung N sub 1 tends to rotate the ladder in counterclockwise. So, positive siya. Kaya walang sign. No? Positive siya. N1 times the lever arm. Ano yung perpendicular distance pamula dito hanggang dun sa line of action? So, itong 4 meters. Okay? Huwag kayong malilito ha. So, line of action is ito. So, yung perpendicular distance papunta dun sa point is ito. Okay? So, perpendicular yan. So, that is equivalent to 4 meters. Okay? And, alin pa? So, yung ating 180 Newton, due to 180 Newton, so, tends to rotate the ladder in a clockwise direction. That's why naging negative yan. So, 180 times the lever arm. Anong lever arm niya? So, lever arm niya is 1.5. Okay, saan nakuha yung 1.5? Kalahati ng 3 meters. Ito yung 3 meters. Okay? Kasi doon dapat mag-a-act yung ating bigat ng ladder. Ano? Yan. And may nalimutan pa ba tayo? So, itong 800 Newton. Kulang. So, dagdag natin. Ano? Minus 800 Newton. Bakit minus? Dahil yung 800 Newton tends to rotate the ladder in a clockwise direction. That's why negative yan. Ano? Yan. And multiplied to the lever arm, equivalent to 1.0 meter. So, 800 times 1.0 meter. And yung N sub 2, wala siyang lever arm. Pinakita lang. Wala siyang lever arm, so 0 siya. Yung F sub S, wala siyang lever arm, so 0 siya. Okay? Then, agad-agad, makukuha na natin itong N sub 1. Tama? So, ang sagot dyan, for N sub 1 or the normal force, in between the ladder and the frictionless wall is 268 Newton. 268 Newton. Okay, yung normal force dyan. And as you can see, ito ay equivalent na dito. Then, yung ating yung frictional force dun sa base, dun sa baba is also 268 Newton. Okay? Also 268 Newton. So, kulang pa. Ano pa yung tanong? Yung normal force. So, summation ng force vertical na yan. No? So, N sub 2 pataas. Positive siya. Plus plus negative 800, y negative, kasi pababa, and minus 180 again, 180 again, negative 180 kasi negative siya, pababa again, pababa siya parehas, ano? Yan. So, yung N sub 2 is equivalent to 980 Newton. Okay? Yan. So, nasagot na natin yung letter A. So, yung normal force doon sa base ay 980, tama. And yung frictional force doon sa base is 268, tama. So, positive parehas yung nakuha nating direction, then yung ating assumption ng direction ng dalawa ay tama, ano? So, positive. So, next question is find the minimum coefficient of static friction needed to prevent slipping at the base. So, ano ba ang coefficient of friction? Ano? Coefficient of static friction. So, mu, so F, o yung frictional force over the normal force lang siya, no? So, yung normal force dyan, yun yung N sub 2. So, then therefore, yung ating coefficient of static friction is here. So, frictional force over the normal force. Dito yon. Dito yan. Kinukuha natin yung ating static friction. Okay? Minimum. And substitute lang natin yung nakuha natin sa letter A. Makukuha natin ng minimum static friction is equals to 0.27. Okay? Yan. So, tandaan yung ating static friction is madaming value yan, ha? Madaming value. So, meaning dapat ay yung coefficient of static friction minimum siya. Hindi na dapat bababa pa dito sa 0.27. Okay? Kasi kapag bumaba dyan, halimbawa, yung N sub 2 natin ay tawag dito, yung frictional force natin is nabawasan. Okay, yung friction papunta dito is nabawasan. Ibig sabihin is bababa dito. Okay, bababa sa 0.27 kasi bababa yung numerator. So, bababa. So, yung static friction ay hindi na ma-obtain. Ang mangyayari is magi-slide siya. Okay? Pag ganun, Ayan. So, another question is find the magnitude and direction of the contact force on the base of the ladder. Okay, magnitude and direction of the contact force. So, meaning contact force is the vector sum of the normal force and the frictional force, Vector sum of the normal force and the frictional force. Okay? So, ito 'yon. Yan, yung F sub B na yan, which is equals to 10,020 Newton. So, paano nakuha yan? Ganito lang. So, F sub B is equivalent to the distance formula or the Pythagorean theorem. Ito yung normal force and ito yung frictional force. Kung ilalagay natin sa right triangle theorem, ito yung F sub B, and ito yung normal force and ito yung frictional force. Okay, para makuha ito, Pythagorean theorem, n squared plus f squared is square the answer and makukuha yung f sub b. Okay, which is equals to 1020 Newton. Okay, and how about the direction, So, direction is tangent lang, So, ganun ulit. Tangent of theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. Okay? Opposite over adjacent. Ano ba yung opposite dyan? Yung N2, N2. Ito yung angle, So, opposite over adjacent. Ito yung opposite. Okay? Ulitin natin. Ito yung opposite and ito yung adjacent. So, opposite which is 980 and over adjacent which is 268 and then inverse or arctangent nun is yun na yung angle doon, yung 75 degree. Yung 75 degrees natin, Ayan. So, exercise problem, kayo naman na magsosolve, ipapasa nyo po ito sa LMS, So, itong exercise problem natin is nagdadumbbell siya, no? So, figure 11.10a shows a horizontal human arm lifting a dumbbell. The forearm is in equilibrium. Okay. Under the action of the weight of the dumbbell, the tension in the tendon connected to bicep muscle and force E exerted on the forearm by the upper arm at the elbow. Okay, we neglect the weight of the forearm itself. For clarity, the point A where the tendon is attached. So, may ano naman, may sketch, ano? So, yung tendon daw yan, naka-attach dyan sa part na yan, ano? Yan. So, is drawn farther from the elbow than its actual position. Given the weight and angle theta between the tension force and the horizontal. So, find the T. Ayun, yung T and the two components of vector E. So, three unknown scalar quantities in all. Okay? So, three unknown. So, three unknown siya, ha? Okay. So, meron tayong available three equations again. So, kayang-kaya niya, ano? Kayang-kaya niyong makuha yan, ano? So, based lang dun sa ating diniscuss ko kanina, ano? So, thank you and maraming salamat ulit sa inyong pakikinig and mag-aral ng mabuti para ang buhay ay bumuti, ano? So, magandang araw muli sa inyong lahat and thank you at maraming salamat sa iyo.